Hey everybody, it's an Under the Weather Lon.TV here, and this week we've got a very interesting topic. I came across a report that looks at the market share of popular streaming platforms, and what it indicates is that Roku's market dominance, while still very prevalent, might be on the decline. But is it really? Let's have a look. Now, this week's video is being brought to you by all of you. That includes everyone who watches this channel on a regular basis and click that subscribe button, along with those of you who have contributed to the channel through my donor box page at Lon.TV/support or through Patreon, Floatplane, or the YouTube membership program. I greatly appreciate the support that you've provided to me here on YouTube after all of these years. And we also now have a merch store where you can get some cool stuff like this coffee mug. Now let's get into this week's topic. Now, the report we're looking at today comes from a company called Pixalate, and they are a market analytics firm. Now, this covers the fourth quarter of 2024, and their methodology is that they look at the placement of advertising across many platforms throughout this connected TV ecosystem. And every time an ad is placed, the analytics for that ad playback indicate the device that played the ad. And from those figures, they determine an overall market share in every quarter of the year. And again, this covers the fourth quarter of 2024. Now, no surprise, the market leader is still Roku. And as you can see, they have 39% of the market. They are light years beyond any of the competing boxes out there, again, insofar as how many ads are getting placed on Roku devices versus the competitors out there. Of note, here at the bottom, the NVIDIA Shield actually pops up. So perhaps 1% of a very large market is not huge, but it's enough to keep that product going. We were just talking about the NVIDIA Shield last week. But what's interesting is that this share of the market is down for Roku 16% versus this time last year. And if we go to the next slide in their report, you can see how this breaks down. And it looks like some of the share shifted from Roku devices over to Fire TV and Samsung devices. And the cause of this might just be that people are buying new televisions, or perhaps there was something on sale and they needed to get a streaming box, and the Fire TV that week just happened to be the right one. And Amazon, of course, has a lot more capacity to sell hardware at a loss. I think at the time I'm shooting this video, you can actually buy the Fire TV Stick 4K for like $25 or $30, which is super inexpensive for a device that can even do Dolby Vision on a supported television. So you can see there's a lot of shifting going on here. Apple is just kind of hanging in there at around 11 or 12% of the market. No surprise, because it is an expensive device. You can also see LG's WebOS on the list, and then about 13% of this is everything else. And I was surprised that we didn't see these Walmart devices popping up here, the ON devices, although I suspect they're in that other device category. So the question here, is Roku in trouble? Because that's a pretty big drop in overall market share, at least according to how they were looking at this report. But I don't think so. Roku's been in the midst of this very large pivot, kind of still making hardware, but focusing a lot more on content. And although they haven't released their financial results for the fourth quarter of 2024 yet, that's coming later this week, Roku did say they are now streaming to 90 million households. And these are kind of active accounts that are streaming content either with a Roku device or using somebody else's device, but downloading the Roku Channel app. So Roku's got the Roku Channel. It's a very popular free TV app, kind of like Pluto, and it's available on Google TV. It is available on Roku's, of course. It's on Fire TV, and it's on Samsung televisions. So even if the device that's playing things back is not a Roku, Roku may still be earning revenue from those playbacks on a competing device because their app is the one playing it back. And they're getting very much embedded into this advertising and free over the internet TV content and trying to kind of eke out a new direction for their business that way. The Roku Channel now has originals as well. So recently they added the Weird Al documentary to it, which I think won an Emmy, or it got nominated for an Emmy. And they've got Martha Stewart now. So they're making some serious investments here in content. And again, it doesn't matter if you have a Roku now or not, because if you download the Roku Channel app and you want personalization or perhaps accessing some of this more premium content, you do need to set up a Roku account. And once that account is set up, they now count you as part of their streaming households even if you don't have a Roku device in your home. Now, Roku has also got themselves integrated with Google and Android TV search, so if you take out your remote control and do one of your voice searches and something's on the Roku channel, it's going to pop up on your Google device and you'll be able to tune into Roku TV that way. And I was really surprised to see just how strong the Roku channel is. So this is a report from Nielsen back in November. Roku channel had a 1.9% share of the streaming audience, which is right up there with Disney Plus, and they are besting Tubi and Pluto TV, the other two leading free TV streaming apps. Pluto, of course, owned by Paramount, and Tubi is owned by Fox. I watched the Super Bowl on Tubi last night, as a matter of fact. And check out YouTube. The YouTube that you're watching right now has a 10.8% share of streaming video. Isn't that crazy? And this pivot to streaming revenue has been very successful for Roku. If we take a look at their third quarter results, you can see that they had over $900 million in revenue from platform activities, which are, of course, their streaming platform and maybe a little bit from advertisements that appear on the hardware. Their device revenue is only $154 million, and they're losing money on the hardware because it's subsidized, but the platform is making money. They do have, of course, some expenses related to the platform. They have to market it. They have to get their search buttons installed in everybody else's operating system, which costs them money, but they're still making money on it, and they keep growing quarter over quarter when it comes to this platform activity. And I think this is a very good place for Roku to be because they don't have the resources that an Amazon, an Apple, or a Google does to make subsidized hardware. And so they can, of course, use their market share that they have now to grow this streaming platform and bring their users with them should they switch to something else to watch their TV on. So although Roku's market share of hardware is down, I think the company's got a good plan rolling forward. They are the market leader when it comes to streaming right now. Not by much, but they are certainly capturing a good chunk of the market. And as more and more people cut the cord and look for alternatives, Roku's channel is going to be something I think a lot of people will tune into. That'll do it for this one. Until next time, this is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.